all, and welcome to the AD2L Season 41 Champion League Upper Bracket Round 1 matchup between Wasted at 9 on a Tuesday and Dark Horse Tempest. My name is Fennec. I am solo casting, and like every other solo cast, that means I will be silent throughout the draft. However, I wanted to say a couple of things before the draft started. This is a friend cast. I will be a little bit biased towards Dark Horse Tempest. It just is what it is. A bit more casual than usual around these parts. Wasted at 9 on a Tuesday, won the coin flip, and they opted for Radiant side with first pick going over to Dark Horse Tempest after losing the flip and choosing that. With all that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. When we return, we will get into game number 1 of the best of 3. You won't want to go anywhere. Stay tuned for the draft.
5 seconds remaining. Ban. 10 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Dire team ban.
Protector.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Beastmaster.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Zen stands ready.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Quick.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Khakis!
Dire team ban.
Brewmaster!
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Wraith King!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Imber Spirit.
You may now select your heroes. 10 seconds remaining.
And the draft has ended. We see a Sven position 5 for Dark Horse Tempest. A little bit of a cheese from them, as well as the Sand King mid. Something that I know they've been cooking up. We'll see how well it goes in this edition. However, Wasted at 9 on a Tuesday. A bit more of a standard comp. They've gone for the Treant Protector 5, Claire on the Beastmaster 3, Jekka PB and P, Wind Ranger 1 with the Ember Spirit mid from El Sol, and the Techies with the support for Hulk. Still, Sven position 5. I knew this was something Dark Horse Tempest had been cooking up. They've got a couple players that the strategy is something that has rubbed off on a couple of my players that play pubs with me, liking this Sven position 5. So that'll be pretty interesting. See the Spectral Blade coming out from the Wraith King from Lavelle, and of course the other pick for them, that Sand King mid, a bit of an Angry Sun special from not really seasons of AD2L past. He hasn't really played it in other AD2L seasons, but he has played it quite a bit in previous years, previous patches before AD2L. And of course, very much likes the Sand King on the current patch. Don't know as much about the Wasted players. A couple of names I've seen around AD2L in seasons past: Claire, FJ. Both players I recognize. But around this point in time, we get to see Dark Horse setting up. Neither team gonna opt for First Blood setup or any sort of invades. Just playing a bit safer. It's a very early Rubik pickup from Dark Horse Tempest, but they had seen the Beastmaster and the Treant Protector, so
30 seconds to battle.
going to be making use of the Primal Roar and the Overgrowth if given the opportunity. Of course, Primal Roar a bit less good on a Rubik than certain other spells, but still having a BKB Piercing Stun into the Wind Ranger and into the Ember Spirit is going to be pretty important if they can get that spell off the Beastmaster in fights. And of course, Overgrowth, another big BKB Piercing Stun, as you do.
Yes.
Also got the Kakashi Brewmaster. Man's a bit of a noted Dark Seer specialist, shall we say. So I haven't seen him on many other heroes. I do know he plays the Brewmaster. Someone in chat pointed out Claire with female pronouns. Now, if I remember correctly, the Claire I knew in AD2L, I kept getting corrected because I was using female pronouns and they used male pronouns. I don't know if that's the case or not. I saw their name without any sort of or their name in the lobby did say King, Claire King of something or other. So I'm gonna opt to go with the male pronouns for now, just because of the fact that it says King in their Steam name, but as we see Claire actually in trouble. The cheese coming in from that Sven, the Stormhammer, combined with the Wraith Fire Blast. I'm gonna opt to use the male pronouns for now, just because of the name in Steam, the Steam name saying King of Blah, which would lead me to believe that they would self-identify as male. But if that is not the case, they can feel free to correct me if given the chance, and I will of course make the correction. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Angry Sun sitting nice 10 and 1. The Ember Spirit currently sitting at 12-0, so pretty even across the lane. Ember Spirit doing Ember Spirit and things as you see Hulk getting a blast off on a Pikachi bot side. This bot lane going pretty well for them, 14-2 to a 7-0. So wasting no time with the lane, trying to bully the Rubik. Opting to put the techies with the Wind Ranger bot side. Bit opposite of what we might be used to when we see techies and Tree and Protector, but it does make sense. They want to make sure they win that Wind Ranger lane. Stormhammer, keeping FJ and Claire off of Lavelle, but still the Wild Axes come through. And we take a look at the CS in this lane, 11-2 to 8-1, so two lanes going pretty even in that top and mid lane. Mid lane slightly favoring the Ember Spirit right now, but bot wave definitely in favor of Wasted. Now, I do know Dark Horse Tempest is their two Immortals on their top lane. I was not able to check Wasted's MMRs for all their players, but I do know that up until recently, both the Dark Horse Tempest offlaners were Divine. However, Pikachi recently ranked up into doing metal. Some damage coming on the Hulk. Power Shot doesn't do enough damage to Drorosa as he's able to get the Blood Grenade out. The Blast Off is not in time, so Drorosa will trade his life for the techies. No, dodges through the trees, and Jekka PB&B completely whiffing on finding Drorosa. He's able to heal himself back up, and now Pikachi the Center Brew back into the telekinesis. Jekka continues to move in. The mine into the blast off. Once again on Drorosa. Might be pretty low, but Pikachi keeps on going on to Jekka. Drorosa, one more auto from the techies will do him in. Should be able to get it, and Drorosa goes down. Hulk with the kill credit as Lavelle finds FJ top. Currently setting 2 kills to 1. The blood has been spelt. 29-0 to 25-1 mid lane going pretty even. Still ever slightly favoring the Ember Spirit, but Angry Sun's got to be pretty happy about that, with the Ember Spirit opting to go 1-2-2, so the extra point in the Flame Guard into this particular matchup. Angry Sun getting the Sandstorm just to clear the wave, just farming as you do on the Sand King mid, making it pretty safe. Top side once again. Lavelle and Nate. Coming the Ray Fire Blast into the Stormhammer. Lavelle shielded up by Nate as the TP comes in from Drorosa. Lavelle gets 1 kill, and the telekinesis comes back. Claire in trouble. The Fade Bolt nearly does him in, and Lavelle picks it up with an auto. Double kill for the Wraith King, and a great TP from Drorosa to make that play happen and go 2 for 0 top side. Just the double stun lane from the melees. Of course, the Warcry getting the armor up onto Lavelle. Very, very nice. And they are winning the lane that they want to win. Or has been the lane that they've wanted to win all season. Dark Horse Tempest kind of focusing towards that top lane. And once again, good TP from Drorosa to make it happen. Pikachi, meanwhile, has a completed Urn of Shadows up against Jekka PB&P, who's got just a magic wand, but something's on Courier right now. Just some clarities.
Never refuse gold given.
That also went for the double bracer start.
Middle tower is under attack.
The extra health regen and strength. As you are a universal hero, take whichever stat item makes the most sense for your situation. In this particular instance, they want to deal with the amount of damage that comes out from Dark Horse Tempest's offlane. That said, when it looks at the CS top side, 26-4 to 17-3. So even though Lavelle got those 2 kills, if we take a look at the net worth, he's sitting ahead of the Beastmaster, but only by about 500 gold, as he hasn't been able to build up a CS advantage. 3 of the top 4 Dark Horse Tempest right now in that mid and top lane, keeping pace, but Ember Spirit at the top of the net worth charts, and
Radiant are scanning.
despite a rocky start and last hit denies, 24 and 6 to 31 and 5. Kakashi's actually staying
Dire are scanning.
pretty even with Jekka. Just on the back of the extra kill.
Dire's courier has been killed.
So about 200, 300 gold ahead there.
Dire are scanning.
Scan's going out, trying to stop Hulk from
Radiant's
taking
middle tower is under attack.
the Wisdom Rune. Actually, he did take the Wisdom Rune, excuse me. So a good amount of extra XP going on the supports, and TP's coming in top. Lavelle, being dove in her tower, doesn't have level 6 quite yet. Angry Sun's here, though, gets the blast off, and Lavelle ends up dying for it, but they will trade back Claire. And El Sol now running away for a strike landing. The chains on El Sol, but Angry Sun continuing the chase. Warcry expended from Nate. They really want to get onto this Ember Spirit. He has a remnant, but no mana for it. Burst Strike not hitting quite yet into the Sandstorm. But Nate's here with the Stormhammer, and it goes 3 for 1 top side in favor of Dark Horse Tempest.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Nice rotations coming out from Tempest. Stopping the dive, and works out pretty nicely for them. However, the supports are now back on net worth. Sorry, are back on XP after losing out on their Wisdom Rune. Drurissa only level 4. Nate only level 5, so neither of them having their ults available. With no spell steal, it's a bit unfortunate. Primal Roar being used by Claire topside, but still, Dark Horse Tempest feeling pretty good about the laning phase, hitting 7 kills to 2. 3 of the top 4 net worth are them.
Dire's middle
With
tower
supports
is under
playing
attack.
down bot side. Becca building in towards the Maelstrom as Elf Solo and Hulk making the roam down bot. Sun has spotted this out and pinged it. Kakashi's playing a little bit fast and loose as the Primal splits up. Drurissa is still level 4 though. We see Hulk. They do not see the Ember Spirit though. First bomb onto Kakashi as Hulk goes through the Stormhammer onto El Sol as a shackle. Not quite enough onto Nate. Tries to TP out of the way. The Slight comes in. No chains though. And they trade supports bot side. The techies had fallen down. Drurissa moving up on the high ground. Gets rooted up by the chains and the power shot as well. In comes Angry Sun though. Drurissa very low on the high ground with the Verve Strikes onto Jekka. And now with the Sandstorm as well. Jekka's in a lot of trouble. Stunned up by the Pandas. Gets taken down as Elswall only picks up a support for it. Drurissa keeping him on his tables. Now Evshay running away from the Pandas. Gets knocked back away from the tower. Now the Cinder Brew coming through. Gets another one. Kakashi's tanking up the tower, the TP coming in from the techies now. Unable to get the sticky bomb onto Kakashi, but he has taken up quite a bit of damage from Elsol. A sleight of fist for the kill, so Kakashi goes down. It's about 500 gold going the way of Wasted. It's all said and done. Now the top net worth is Elsol. Angry Sun unable to keep up now. Still, the lane's going pretty well elsewhere for Dark Horse Tempest, and this Beastmaster is very far behind now. They're building into the drums of Slom. Going for the old Wild Axes build. A yield, I mean, still relatively new in terms of non-cheese builds, but still the Wild Axes drums of Slom build is the way you go Beastmaster right now. Getting the extra stuns from the birds is nice, though. Angry Sun makes the roam down bot. Looks for Hulk. Sides against going quite for the techies. Instead, pops a Sandstorm. They push for the T1. Big stacks were made, though, for Claire to be taking. So, even though they were bottom net worth, they are now coming back up towards Kakashi. With the boars and the axes. Might go on the 4th net worth spot after it's all said and done.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, just hits level 6. Has the overgrowth up. Moves under tower. Looks for the spot on Nate. It's a two-man route. Angry Sun in trouble. Shackled to the tree. Taken out by the focus fire as Nate comes in, pops his ult. The God Strength doing a bit of damage. Taking down one, but the blast off onto Drorosa. Finally, the tower goes down. He has a stolen focus fire, tries to get it back onto Hulk, and now turning back around is Pikachi. Elsol's making his way into the fight, gets the slight chase onto 2. Drorosa goes down with the Stormhammer onto Elsol, and now Pikachi's into the Primal Splits. Continuing to move on Elsol. They get the stun back, but he's able to remnant out. Only to the camp, though, as Pikachi continues to move. Gets another stun. The Centaur stopping the Pandas in their tracks. Both supports are dead, as is the mid laner from Dark Horse Tempest, and the Primal Split fades. Jekka now, playing a little fast and loose as the TPs come in mid. Pikachi gonna play outside. Smoke out Drorosa and Angry Sun. They're going to try to make the play back bot side once again. Maybe try to get out Elsol. They spot him off the smoke pop, and Drorosa is not playing with that fire. Nate, meanwhile, getting chased upon bot side. Able to get the shield up. Lavelle's here, takes the TP gate. The Ray Fire Blast on a Hulk should be able to deal him down, and ends up getting the kill off the Mortal Strike, or Spectral Blade, excuse me. Stolen ability from Drorosa, and is the Nature's Grasp. Not quite the ability you want on the Rubik, but eventually you'll get your overgrowth as Elsol and Drorosa match Rome's top side. Fair's all alone as the Primal War up. The Ember Spirit's coming. So are both supports the Dark Horse Tempest, and they have vision of this, of course. Elsol now showing on the wave. They want to push in for this tower. It's a remnant to get out. Elsol still opting for the Mage Slayer build, a bit different than what we've seen as Angry Sun blink reveals on the Claire. Gets the Burrow Strike down. Now in the telekinesis, Claire gets Wild Axe's back, doesn't land on a Drorosa as the slight chains come out. We're only up against the Beastmaster. A couple TPs. Still a DD rune popped from Angry Sun, and now push in for the T1 tower top side.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Not a whole lot Wasted can do here. He's getting the sticky bomb on Lavelle. Does have the reincarnation up at the moment. Pikachi diving way deep right now. Has the Primal Splits up in a second. Finally has it back up as Drorosa pops the Techie's mind. In comes the blast off, and they get the overgrowth as well in a 2, but Pikachi's still able to get the ultimate back out, and they turn around onto the Techies. Elsol running away, now trying to remnant back into the fight. Angry Sun, though, he's invised up. Lavelle should go back down into the reincarnation, and finally does, but the Stormhammer comes in from Nate. Still, Angry Sun falls. Now Lavelle's all alone. Gets caught in a Primal Roar as Claire's TP'd back into the fight. Lavelle still going to be stunned up, rooted once again, and gets taken down. The final breaths of the passive doesn't quite get onto Claire. The fight ends up going the way of Wasted. About 1,000 gold swing in their favor, going 3-4-1. The fact that they couldn't get the kill onto the Beastmaster, pretty important. Dark Horse Tempest are now reeling from it. The Ember Spirit, in with the Mage Slayer build, sitting pretty top net worth, now 400 gold ahead, the next best net worth, and Wind Rangers, of course, coming back into the fight. Jekka, PB&P, now has the Maelstrom out on Courier. So should be able to start farming on that Wind Ranger position 1.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Smoke immediately, though, from Hulk. I'll continue to play. Nate, meanwhile, position 5. Sven
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
did end up winning the lane.
Dire's top tower is
Doing
under
well with the double
attack.
stun, the Wraithfire Blast, and the Stormhammer. Does very well. Lots of damage, but unfortunately he is bottom of net worth. Of course he's position 5, and he is about tied with the Techies, but every gold counts, as Wind Ranger would say. Maybe not with the Arcana, though. I actually don't own the Arcana, so I don't know if they changed the voice lines. Spear Vessel completed on
Radiant's
Kakashi, though.
bottom tower is under
Putting in
attack.
towards the Pipe of Insight.
Dire's middle tower is under
Magic
attack.
damage from Wasted at 9 on a Tuesday is pretty strong. And I will comment, I do love their banner. Bit of Bacardi 151. Not the overproof rum of choice for me. I prefer Lemon Heart 151 or Plantation OFTB, but still. Solid choice.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Let's see, Ever Spirit on bot side, tries to get a chase onto Rosa, ends up taking him down with a slight, but Vel's here, gets the kill, and stops the kill streak from El Sol. 1,000 gold going the way of the Dark Horse Tempest team. Trade for about
Dire's
400.
middle tower is under attack.
What did you learn?
Dire's middle tower
Getting the shield.
is
Blink in, and the Burrow Strike doesn't land on Ajeka. Able to win run and dodge out of that. Still pretty close game, less than 1,000 net worth, and it's time to take a look at Dota Plus. Don't have a co-caster with me, so no Guess the Gabe in tonight, but as we take a look, Dark Horse Tempest currently favored at 67% to 33%. The experience gap, as we saw earlier, was favoring Wasted at 9 on a Tuesday, but even then, slight favor towards Dark Horse Tempest, as they seem to like the scaling of the Wraith King and don't quite know what to make of the Sven position 5, maybe giving it a little bit extra credit. Also liking how 2 of the top 3 are Dark Horse Tempest, but the poorest core is Pikachi. You see a Burrow Strike on the Hulk, trying to get out of the way. In comes the heal, though, from the mechanism, and Hulk's able to dodge out. Rosa. Did use a power shot in the middle of that, but fortunately for them, didn't make much happen. The dives happen top side. Now the TP's in from Dark Horse Tempest. They are not welcome here. In comes Angry Sun with his ultimate back onto Claire, and the Great Fire Blast does him in. Rosa gets the kill with a Fade Bolt. Now
Dire are
FJ
scanning.
going way deep in the Dark Horse Tempest base, and should be able to TP out, staying invisible as you are. So with all those TPs expended, they're only able to get the position 3 from Wasted. Smoke out Dark Horse Tempest. I want to continue to push this. Got almost the completed Shivas on Angry Sun. 700 gold away from that, but they don't have the Epicenter up. So they're really just looking for a pick. They might find it on the Hulk, who is playing a bit further away from his cores than perhaps he should. Still playing in the relative
Radiant's
area, and
middle
Jekka,
tower is
PvP,
under
and
attack.
Elsol are pretty mobile. The moves are being made bot side now as I see all 3 on the tower. Angry
Radiant
Sun
structures are
waiting for the blink in.
Radiant's
Blinks
middle
in,
tower
finds the way on El Sol, tries to get out with the Remnant and does. Rosa's here, telekinesis on the Hulk. Continuing the chase, Dark Horse Tempest as the blast off comes through. Still with the Burrow Strike, should be able to get him in, and does. As Angry Sun picks up that gold.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
The creeps kill the mid tower for Dark Horse Tempest, now sitting 3k up in net worth. A lot of this on Rosa though. And a bit on the combination of Lavelle and Angry Sun. Now as the completed Shiva's coming out on Courier and
Radiant's
Epicenter's
bottom
back
tower
up.
is under attack. Dire's top tower
I'll
is
saw.
under
Alted
attack.
for the Maelstrom, going Gleipnir, so the utility Ember Spirit, as it were. As FJ might be in a little bit of trouble mid, but has opted against it. Lavelle went for the Armlet Radiance, going Link into the Assault Kuros next, so Things are getting a bit spicy with the builds. Lavelle, though, in a tiny bit of trouble. Caught in slight chains. Now moving on to Claire. Nate's here with the Stormhammer. Gets the stun onto two, but the Techies is already here with the blast up as well. And the bomb. Lavelle goes down into the reincarnation. As El Sol remnants away. Now Bakashi's making his way in. The Primal Roar lands, though. They're going to try to take down the Wraith King, but the stolen Primal Roar goes in onto another. And just like that, Dark Horse Tempest take down two. They're going to go for FJ as well as Angry Sun gets a double kill. El Sol continues to run away. Caught by a Fade Bolt. Bakashi's chasing with the Pandas. Gets the Tornado back up. Steals something from Jek. I believe it was the Wind Rod. And now, El Sol caught by a Shackle, actually. And that's a triple kill for Angry Sun. Goes 4-4-0 in favor of Dark Horse Tempest. They thought they had the collapse on to Wraith King, but unfortunately for them, Dark Horse Tempest would have reversed onto Wasted, and now it's the first significant gold lead of the game. 7k up. Pushing into the T2, that'll be the first T2 gone.
Middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Angry Sun playing with the stand, strong bit fast and loses far on vision.
Radiant's top tower.
Caught by slight chains. In comes Hulk, and Claire continues the onslaught, but Angry Sun doesn't go down. And the Fate Bolt takes down the three as the Techies falls as well. Also running out with the slight chains, trying to remnant it away, but the stolen wild axes plus the stun landing from the Brewmaster, and Lavelle continues. Remnant away, and Remnant back from Jurosa to take him down. As Jekka is all alone, taken out on the top side of the fight. And FJ falls for the full wipe in favor of Dark Horse Tempest. Bit of a messy team fight, bit of a messy call from me, but I am just friend casting, get a minute of warm up for some Southeast Asian action this weekend. I'll be casting. Stolen Tormentor, Shard for Jurosa. Or target self and allies with telekinesis. Always a fun one. With which to save or troll your teammates. 15k net worth advantage for Dark Horse Tempest. We are saying 96% win probability. Before that one fight, it was only sitting around 68%, 65%. And just snowballed out of control from there. Dark Horse Tempest stepping on the gas, as it were. Jurosa, a very rich Rubik, sitting above everybody from Wasted, except for the Ember Spirit. Has a completed Aether Lens, Blink Dagger, going Scythe of Ice. It was very good Rubik play from the position 4 of Dark Horse Tempest. An Angry Sun, I mean, they gave him Sand King. I think he's had a lot of practice on this patch. Going for the Bloodstone, as it were. And Angry Sun finds El Sol, trying to kill Jurosa. He succeeds in that, as El Sol is able to remnant away. And Lavelle blinking. Great Fire Blast on the Hulk. Has the blast off available, but the Stormhammer's coming in. Still, the disarm lands. Now Jack with the focus fire should be able to take down Nate. Able to get the BKB out. Nate goes down. Angry Sun's into the fight. Now into El Sol with the epicenter, and he doesn't have a remnant, so Angry Sun gets the kill. The buyback comes through from Jurosa. Dark Horse Tempest, they smell blood in the water, and they're going to continue with Jurosa pushing up on the high ground. Still tanking some Techies mines, though. The buyback net's nothing, but still, when it's all said and done, Dark Horse Tempest sitting pretty after that. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Braves versus the New York Mets in extra innings, bottom of the 10th. 2 runs to 2. And no outs. Counts 1-2. And of course, the runner on second, as is customary for non-playoff extra innings in the MLB now. As we see a strikeout in favor of the Braves.
bottom tower is under attack.
Of course, this update on the MLB on the game is 5 minutes delayed for you, so by now it'll probably be over, and Braves fans will continue to cry about the fact that they're getting beat by the Mets. I am from Atlanta. That's a bit of a dangerous thing to say, but who cares? Let's go Mets.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Seems to be made towards Roshan right now. Dark Horse Tempest smell it out, but they are spotted on the vision, and the Roshan is almost dead. Jekka should be able to pick up the Aegis. Doesn't quite yet, though. Oh no, it took a long time, but Jekka finally gets it, and in comes the Epicenter into the pit. Down goes the Aegis, down goes the Beastmaster. And Wasted have just abandoned their Wind Ranger. She tries BKB TPing out, but there's too much damage from Dark Horse Tempest. Bakashi goes dominating. 16k gold lead, and the Aegis all being for naught from Wasted. Forget the baseball talk, though. I have started following the MLB again after years of being away this season, and it's been a lot of fun. My Pirates are actually in playoff contention, sitting above 500, nearly in a wild card position. Took 2 of 3 from the St. Louis Cardinals.
Radiant's top tower is under
Isabel continues to push on the high ground. Drew Rosa sealing a bore for himself. High ground push continues. Still lots of clear coming out from Wasted. And the smoke trying to find Bakashi, but the Cinder Brews here as well as the telekinesis. In comes Angry, somebody stunned up. Still able to get the Yules out on top of the AoEs. Player goes down. Jekka trying to get the focus fire on Angry Sun. Should be able to take him down just barely. No, he's able to burrow strike back onto the high ground. But power shot does him in. Goes 2 for 2. Support and 3 for support and 2. Still, Pakashi's up onto the high ground. Got FJ in a bit of trouble. Able to get the overgrowth out, but Pakashi still gets the kill off of the Spirit Vessel. And now Lavelle blinks up onto the high ground. Jekka in trouble. Spirit Vessel comes through as well as the Storm Hammer. The crit from Lavelle gets the kill. Has a completed Assault Kuros, so attacks towers very fast and does a lot of damage to them with a minus armor.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I completely and totally miffed Shiva's Guard. I was trying to find the name for the item and completely forgot it.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Even though I play heroes such as Leshrac that do build it.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
It appears the Mets have walked it off, so good on them. El Sol now moving up on a Dark Horse Tempest. Traded back around though with the Storm Hammer coming through. Trying to get out with the round neck. Can't quite make another one, and Pakashi gets that kill as Angry Sun TP's into the fight. Burrow Strike and guarantees the kill onto the techies. Yeah, my Pittsburgh Pirates. They're in wildcard contention. It's great. Please trade for some bats. I beg of you.
Dire are scanning. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Maybe pushing up on the high ground under the protection of Angry Sun. Gets stolen. It's Power Shot. Focus fire on the Sven. Nate trying to get it out. The Primal War is here, but so is the Epicenter, and Angry Sun almost deletes Checker from the face of the earth. He's able to get the BKB off just in time as the Overgrowth stops Angry Sun in his tracks. Still, down goes the Treant Protector. And the Ember Spirit's up in 3 seconds. Push continues from Dark Horse Tempest, and the GG's call. Dark Horse Tempest taking game number 1 of the best of 3. Clear for the road. Hulk comes back in just for a bit of celebration, but with that, game number 1 going over to the Dark Horse Tempest. We will bring back more action after a quick break, but first, you don't want to go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. are back! And much like the draft for game number 1, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, but when I return, we'll get into game number 2, so enjoy the draft until then.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Zen stands ready.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds Dire remaining. Team pick. Dire team pick.
Morphling.
Radiant team pick.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Ripper.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Points away.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Invoker.
Choose your hero.
So we have Angry Beast on one of his specialties, the Primal Beast. Angry Son, very happy about getting that pick. Doesn't mean it's a Pangolier 3, not a position we see a lot from the Pangolin, but still one Pikachi is pretty comfortable on. Wind Ranger 1, Nate on the Sven 5 once again, the Morphling 4 for Drew Rosa. Meanwhile, Wasted. They've opted to swap the typical positions for the Tiny and the CK. If you draft both of those, you typically expect the Tiny to be 1. This time around, Claire is on the Tiny for position 3, and it's a CK1 for Jekka. Nelsol on the Invoker. Going Kid Invoker. Not a huge fan of that one, with the Hoodwink coming in for FJ and Hulk on the Jakiro. We are about to get into the game. Yeah, it says Claire King of Wednesday. Could be wrong. I've been using neutral pronouns regardless, or I believe I have. Either way, we are now into the game, and
Prepare for battle.
The look on your face.
oh, I hate this. 1 second, please. And it's all better. For a look behind the curtain, for anybody who's interested, there's a casting configuration that everybody uses based on Pimp Knuckles' casting configuration. It's called Pimp Casting.
30 seconds to battle.
It is a great tool. However, Dota does a weird thing where in between spectates, it resets your zoom settings to be the default, and the default will always zoom back in after a certain amount of time. So you can tell because with the casting config, you zoom out a lot slower than, and you have a little more granular zoom than you have with default zoom on spectates. Because of that, it gets a bit hairy. Yeah, no, it just resets every time you go back into live spectating. So you have to redo the casting config every single time you're out of game, and I forgot to do that in between games, so that's what I was doing. But in order to do it, you actually have to exit the lobby. That's another thing, because the zoom setting will not fix itself if you open the console in-game and set the casting config, because technically it's not allowed while you're in a lobby to do that. It's weird. Valve needs to fix it. But, those are the joys of casting from the lobby instead of from Dota TV.
I don't think so.
Not a whole lot of CS going Dark Horse Tempest's way, as first couple of lanes very much favor. First couple waves, excuse me, very much favor Radiant side, wasted. Gashi in a lot of trouble bot side, not doing so hot against the combined might of the Jakiro and the Chaos Knight. CK, of course, strong enough as a laner to be a position 3 from time to time, and Jakiro is very annoying to deal with as a melee. You can see Pikachi struggling a lot in the lane. 0 denies to 4, even though the CS is about even. Drursa on the Morphling 4. I do know this is one that he's been practicing quite a bit. He's even supported me with it in the pubs we've played together, so pretty happy with that. Yeah, Pikachi having to recall all the way back to base, or having to ferry out a healing salve, I should say, just to be able to stay in this lane. Top 3 CS all wasted. So lane's already going significantly better for Wasted than they did in game number 1. Now game number 1, they were winning bot lane and then ended up going even the other 2 lanes before Dark Horse Tempest made some very key rotations around Drursa. Ended up winning very hard top side, and more rotations from Angry Sun put him in a winning position. This time around, Nate might be first blood, but was able to get the war cry off, and FJ nearly dies to the power shot, able to dodge it out. The tiny toss comes through, and first blood goes over to Claire. Getting some engage off from Kashi. Drursa getting the strength shift. Nearly takes down Jekka at the wave form. Not running away from Hulk as Jekka continues. Drursa ends up going down to the dual breath. And unfortunately, for Dark Horse Tempest, they give away a support kill and don't get anything for it. Angry Sun, not even in terms of CS in the mid lane, up against El Sol. 18-0 to 21-4, so those 4 denies hurt. And bot side 20-5 to 17-2, but top side once again 22-7, 17-1. And we can take a look at the net worth now. It is all coming up wasted. And El Sol doing alright in the lane, but the real winner is Claire. Trying to get even and then losing on that lane. Getting the first blood really helped out. AD2L this time on that Wind Ranger position 1. Was played by Jekka. In game number 1 as Drurissa finds Hulk bot side with the aid of Pakashi.
Sentient water. This is better every day.
Opening dice top too. So Lane's starting to even back up a little bit, but Claire sitting pretty with a net worth lead, as is El Sol. Primal Beast not the greatest lane up against a lot of these ranged caster types, especially the Invoker. But makes up for it by being able to take stacks and farm jungle camps pretty effectively. Still sitting about 500 gold down though, 6 minutes into the game.
Calm down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But Jekka, meanwhile, doesn't have an arm like quite yet, and this has been zoned off the wave successfully by Drurissa. Hulk, not a whole lot he can do, and this is letting the Pangolier back into the game. Now is caught up net worth with the CK. As Lavelle steals away a Wisdom Rune, and Drurissa should be able to grab his, so much like last game, one team's supports do not get Wisdom Rune at 7 minutes. Although last game it was the steal coming in from Wasted. This time it's Dark Horse Tempest getting that steal. Also, though, just off the power of those denies, has a bit more experience than Angry Sun. Both of them have hit level 6. More important on Primal Beast as the Jakiro falls bot side. The pull contest coming in from Drurissa and Pakashi. Adaptive strike onto Jekka as he dives back under tower, and despite the early minutes of this game going the way of Wasted at 9 on a Tuesday, Dark Horse Tempest have pretty much evened up the net worth. Have a slight net worth advantage now with Drurissa having a bit, but their plus 1 is the poorest core on the map. Jekka's second poorest, though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Claire is still sitting pretty at the top net worth, but as the TP's come in bot side, they're going to try to make a move on Drurissa and Pakashi. Playing down by the teleport portal, Claire doesn't quite find them. They have to be wary. El Sol has roams down. They knew something was up. They heard the TP gate go, so they know somebody TP'd through. That means they're making the moves top side onto Hulk. Power shot getting the slow dual breath on a Lavelle, but gets the focus fire and gets the kill for himself. Meanwhile, bot side, Jekka in a bit of trouble, but it's turned back around. Kashi caught up in a tornado, but the AMP won't fall, and in comes Angry Sun. He's got the Invis rune, spots out El Sol on vision. Comes back through with the Pulverize, and down goes El Sol, and Angry Sun is now top net worth.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And as really these rotations just didn't work out for Wasted, and Dark Horse Tempest were able to take advantage of that. Get a kill topside and a lingering position 2 in the bot side as well. DB's coming in once again from El Sol. Claire's here as well. Lavelle's all alone. This should be an easy kill on the Wind Ranger.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Tornado, EMP, and the rest of the hook link combos. Pakashi comes back in. Lavelle goes down, but Drurissa's TP'd as well as Angry Sun. Now with the waveform, they're going to try to move on to Claire, but no, Angry Sun finds a support for himself, gets the Pulverize down. Hulk falls. But a nice bushwhack might stop Dark Horse Tempest in their tracks as Claire gets a tiny toss out. Angry Sun continues the chase, but Claire too far under tower, and the Primal Beast will not continue the rampage. Goes 1 for 1, but it's a core for support in favor of Wasted. Bell's gone bot side. Focus fire up now onto Jekka. It's Chaos pulled out, but it continues in the power shot. Not needed. Nate with the kill. Pakashi makes his way through the gate, as does Jurarosa. Just a little backup, and
Radiant's bottom
now
tower
they're looking
is
for the
under
T1
attack.
tower bot side. Might get a trade for it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Primal Beast, an
Dire's
Angry Sun
structures
special.
are fortified.
Hero I have seen him play many a time since released. Fell in love with the
Dire's
hero
top tower is under
on
attack.
release and continues to play it mid. Even when it's a bit more of a niche pick, he plays it very
Radiant
well
are scanning.
and quite often, as we can see how good he is on the hero. Claire, meanwhile. Tiny 3, a bit unexpected, not the most, probably the least common core position for the
Dire's
hero,
middle
and
tower
probably
is
less
under
common than
attack.
Tiny 4, I'd have to imagine as well. But Claire making it look pretty good right now. Lavelle run on to Hulk.
Dire's
Pakashi
middle
stunned
tower
up.
is under attack.
It's caught in a tornado. The EMP not going to come through, but the cold snap and the tiny toss back under tower. Pakashi, the EMP finally comes through, and El Sol gets the kill.
Radiant's middle
And we're
tower
seeing
is under
Claire looks
attack.
very good on it. Doesn't have the blink dagger quite yet, but Pakashi just unable to step up to that tiny. Well, third in the net worth on the Wind Ranger, so having a bit of a better game than his counterpart
Dire's
in game
middle
number
tower
1 as
is under
TP's come
attack.
mid. They want to find Jekka. The CK gets out. And instead, Tempest is God Strength on Nate. Start moving towards the T1 tower. Still going to be forted by Wasted at 9 on a Tuesday, and the TP is coming through from Claire. Still doesn't have the Blink Dagger up. And Tiny Toss, not going to be used instead. The Avalanche from Jurarosa, but he was caught in Myriad of crowd control and goes down for it. Pakashi popping the Rolling Thunder, but there's a whole lot of follow-up from the rest of his team.
Dire's middle
The
tower
Morph Avalanche.
has
I mean,
fallen.
he plays Rubik and then he plays Morphling. Guy, what can I say? He likes playing anybody's heroes but his own.
I'll take that.
Still, very good pick on the Tiny's now top net worth once again. Has the Blink Dagger coming out on Courier. Vel, meanwhile, about 700 gold away for the Maelstrom. As Angry Sun
Dire's
continues the
top tower is
tirade.
under attack.
Has the Blade Mill completed, but wants to get that BKB next. Dark Horse Tempest
Dire's
lose their
top
top
tower
tower, and the
has
Gold League
fallen.
goes back to Wasted. Little plus
Radiant's
check
middle tower
in,
is under
57% win probability for Wasted.
Radiant's
That might
middle
even
tower
out
has fallen.
ever so slightly as the mid tower falls. Rosa caught up on a nice path tornado EMP and still gets away just barely from the macro pyre. And Nate has God Strength up. Angry Sun comes back in with the DD rune, finds Jekka. The pulverize with the focus fire, and
Radiant's bottom
Angry
tower is under
Sun
attack.
gets the kill. Nice pop of the DD rune, and Dark Horse Tempest, even when they lose these smaller skirmishes, they come back and find good picks. Well, the upper seeds in the upper bracket. Of course, Dark Horse Storm also playing some playoff matches today, but Dark Horse, the main one, not playing any matches tonight. Played their playoff match first week, a week early. They ended up losing, so I got moved down to the lower bracket despite being one of the top seeds in Heroic. Again, a bit of a friend cast for Dark Horse Tempest is Claire. Blink Avatos on Nate. Not a whole lot you can do as the Sven there. Dark Horse Storm still in game number 1 of their series, actually. At least in terms of, at least from what Dota Buff sees. So. Might end up casting that afterwards. Macropyre committed bot side, but Jurosa is a very tanky boy. A sharpshooter swing and a miss. Tornado, EMP, Cold Snap on to Nate. Stolen Thunder comes through, the Stormhammer lands, and Bakashi's here, so is Angry Sun, takes down the support. Support for support. Claire gets out with his life intact. Shackle though. A little bit of a BS shackle onto Claire as the focus fire comes through, but the avalanche stopping Angry Sun in his tracks, and a very nice bushwhack into Tornado. Lavelle has no mana to speak of. Just barely able to get the wind run off and get away. Clears around, does get the tree toss, but with that, the ice path onto Pakashi, and Jurosa continues the fight. Of the avalanche coming down on an Angry Sun and Pakashi. Claire's a little bit trouble. Still gets the toss back. Lavelle nearly falls. Good toss from Claire, but unfortunately for him, that will be the end of the road, and his killing streak ends as the ice path comes down once again, and Nate pops the God Strength. Another Pulverize onto the carry, and support, I should say. Jakiro goes down. The carry's here. Jekka on Angry Sun. Bakashi's back around. Getting the shield crashed back out of the Tornado. Stops Angry Sun from getting away, but finally the fight fizzles and goes in favor of Dark Horse Tempest. 2 for 1. As a reminder, if you're viewing on Twitch, we have a YouTube stream of pretty much everything at a higher bitrate and a higher resolution. Twitch still stuck in the past with a 6,000 kilobits per second max bitrate. Means you are viewing it in glorious 864p, which is the preferred down resolution of 1440p streams, which is our YouTube stream. Currently sitting at 24,000 kilobits per second for the 1440p 60, but unfortunately, because I have to use Restream and not my custom server, because I'm having some issues with it, H264 and not AV1. Maybe one, of course, and H265 gets up to 30,000 kilobits per second on YouTube. As down goes the Hoodwink, just caught out a bit. Jurosa morphs into Hulk, and down goes the Jakiro, but Claire's here. Lavelle tossed back up, but a stolen ice path. Claire should fall here. Kakashi with the double kill. Tempest now with a 3k gold lead, and very similar position to where they were in last game. Unfortunately, whoever the lobby admin was, Angry Sun, forgot to set which team has how many games in the series or which team won game number 1. in the lobby settings, so you don't see it at the top. But if you are joining us, Dark Horse Tempest won game number 1 in relatively convincing fashion. And they're leading game number 2 now, 63% win probability. Again, in a very similar position at a very similar time game number 1, but this time Angry Sun has the BKB, full 9 seconds on it. Might end up having to use it. The BKB out of Angry Sun, and now he wants to turn back in on El Sol. Dust of Appearance finds the target he needs. Lavelle's here. Gets the shackle and the focus fire. Follow up. FJ gonna try to keep El Sol alive just a little bit longer with the bushwhack as Claire comes into the fight.
Radiant's bottom tower
Gets an avalanche out, and with that, El Sol survives.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Catch for turn, for turn, for turn. It's a 4-man smoke when it's all said and done.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
From
attack.
Wasted. Might find out Lavelle. How's the win run up as well as the Gleipnir, but still. Hook shot. Or, excuse me.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's
The
top tower is
bushwhack.
under attack.
Swing and a miss.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Hook shot, bushwhack, same name. Oh, they're not really the same thing. One is a
Dire
clockwork
are
ability, and the other is a little squirrel. A little
Radiant's
rodent.
middle tower is under attack.
I already know what Angry Sun is calling the rodent.
Dire's
In the
top tower
call,
is under
every
attack.
single time he spots the hoodwink out on the map. I need you to stop that, by the way. It
Radiant's
creeps me
middle
out.
tower is under attack.
Thank you. It's not actually that bad, but I'm gonna just keep you in the dark. Regardless, Pikachi blinking in as Claire TPs into the fight. Angry Sun looks for FJ as she's able to scurry through the trees, and now Claire, backline, Drurarosa, Tornado EMP combo into the tiny toss. Down goes Drurarosa, still able to get out just barely with a waveform as Pikachi gets FJ, but Drurarosa still falls to Claire. Lavelle's here though. Pikashi's got the Rolling Thunder. The focus fire onto Claire. Disarm lands though as Angry Sun finds his way into the fight. Gets the BKB trample onto Claire. Down goes the Tiny, and into the fight a little bit late is Jekka. Pikachi on the side, pulled back in. Lavelle's here, gets the shackle onto the support. Hulk gets a little bit of healing, but ends up falling regardless as they trade for Pikachi. Down goes the POS 1, and El Sol, last member of his team alive, does trade for the Sven. Goes 5 for 3 in favor of Dark Horse Tempest.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Drurarosa completely caught out. Reality Rift, a nice path, and just everything. Getting more playing skills pretty good, but of course Tempest would have you know it is support Morphling, and I'll trade right back onto the enemy POS 4. Bushwhack on a Pikachi, FJ scurrying through the trees, Nate unable to find him.
Dire are scanning.
They got those drums. Running up on the high ground away from Claire.
I take that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I know this was not an Angry Sun call. He does not like taking his own tormented. But Got the upgraded war cry from Nate, now undispellable. No real dispels coming out from Wasted, but still pretty nice to have, and getting the extra armor and movement speed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top
Jekka
tower is under attack.
might be in trouble. Lavelle with the wind run gets the Glutton there out. So the focus fires, the silence lands on Nagashi. Angry Sun makes his way in, gets the trample out, and
Tower is under attack.
with that, a quick kill, and Rashawn is on the menu for Dark Horse Tempest.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Roshan's falling to the ground. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Pushing with the last T1 from Dark Horse Tempest. The Aegis on Lavelle. The Macro Pyre is committed. Won't stop the tower from being taken, but
Our scan.
folks should be able to get the deny. Never mind, perfectly timed from
Radiant's
Lavelle.
top tower has fallen.
Saul making his way into the fight. Tornado EMP on Angry Sun with Claire with the Avatos on the Nate, but Drew Rosa's into the fight, and Angry Sun popped his BKB. Down goes the Invokers. They're on to Jekka now, gets the trample, and all the illusions are dead. Angry Sun dominating, Lavelle on a killing spree, and they're right back onto the Tiny. Claire in trouble, stunned up once again. Stolen toss, and Lavelle gets the double kill. Dark Horse Tempest, 3 for 0. They still have the Aegis, and they're looking for more. Diving under the T2, down goes Hulk. Angry Sun on a mega kill streak now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And they're pushing the top lane T2 with the 11k net worth advantage. 86% win prob.
Radiant's top tower.
And it only takes one fight for Dark Horse Tempest. They looked so cohesive in what was
Radiant's top
a really
tower is
messy
under attack.
fight from Wasted. They had Claire on the side looking for a pick, but he finds the wrong core. The engage goes onto the Primal Beast, the tankiest possible target from Dark Horse Tempest, and he was able to survive long enough to get the BKB off and turn the fight around. Still, the death timer's a bit short. They come off the respawn, only the T3 taken, the disarm onto the Wind Ranger, and Nagashi stunned up by the Glutton there. Might be the sacrificial lamb. Stolen Bushwhack lands. Lavelle, though, doesn't have a focus fire even with the two-man shackle. Claire pushes up on the high ground. Toss. I think I'm getting the kill on a Rosa, and the silence on Angry Sun as well. He doesn't have his BKB up. This is pretty disastrous, but the focus fire nearly takes down the CK and does. Just at the end of it, with the Chaos Meteor coming down onto Lavelle, he's able to dodge away from the Ice Path as he loses his support for it. Lavelle still has the Aegis, mind you. But it goes 4 for 1 in favor of Wasted. They've lost 4k of their net worth advantage. Now Lavelle continues to run. The Bushwhack lands into the Glutton there, and the dual breath takes him back into the Aegis with Claire. The Ice Path stuns Lavelle back up into the Avalanche once again. Lavelle disarmed by the Deafening Blast, and Hulk gets the kill credit. Ends up being 5 for 1 in favor of Wasted at 9 on a Tuesday. They claw back 6k of the 12k net worth advantage from Dark Horse Tempest.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now it's Dark Horse Tempest's turn. Blink in from Pakashi. Angry Sun dives. Looks for El Sol instead. Settles for Hulk, who tries to TP out, or Force Staff away. They turn on the Claire, con out, and the Pulverize does him in. And they just did not respect the respawn timers from Wasted. And similarly, Wasted did not respect the respawn timers from Dark Horse, but as I say that, Drew Rosa falls. Jekka now has a Blink Dagger, was able to get off the high ground before Angry Sun came in.
Sweet ass Cass.
Gluttner lands into the bushwhack, and down goes Pikachi. Dark Horse is bleeding away. 9k of a 12k gold advantage. Angry Sun trying to run away. Caught in a bushwhack now. Doesn't have his BKB up. Trying to get out of the uproar. Won't make it. He's getting taken down so low. Disarmed and stunned by the cold snap. Pulled back in by the reality rift.
What's this thing?
And FJ gets the kill. Oh, what have you done, Dark Horse Tempest? You go from a 90% win prop to 56%, and it's only gonna fall.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Throwing
attack.
away 9k gold lead in about 3 minutes. And Wasted. I mean, I say Dark Horse Tempest threw away the gold lead, but Wasted, credits all to them for finding the uneven fights, the overextensions from Dark Horse Tempest, and able to punish it quite severely. Lavelle using the Ags win run and TP away. Oh, that wasn't even Ags, that was Invis rune. Right back to even. A lot of this is on the Hoodwink though, and Drorosa. Oh, the Chaos Knight turns around to Chaos Strike. The EMP is coming through, and now Drorosa ends up pulling a Deafening Blast. And now, with the Cataclysm coming down, Jekka's in trouble. All of Dark Horse Tempest are onto the CK right now. They continue the Suns, another Reality Rift from Drorosa. As I said earlier in this game, it seems like he wants to play every hero but his own this match. Networth lead back to 3k. They're going to push high ground once again. We'll see if they throw it again. Still, respawn timer is 35 seconds
Radiant's top tower.
on
Radiant's top tower has
CK.
fallen.
So the T3 goes down, as do the Rack. Or T3 was already down. The Racks go down.
Attack.
Dark Horse Tempest takes this opportunity to TP back bot side.
Dire
Maybe
are
try to get a
scanning.
pick on the Claire. Caught by a Stormhammer. Angry Sun making his way in with a Shackle and the Focus Fire. There's not a lot of time you can do. Claire still gets a Tiny Toss out, and Nate tosses it back around.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Lavelle picks up the power shot.
Ugly. Hey.
Interesting Lotus Orb interaction.
Taste.
Rosa hungry and smelling. Hungry for blood. He's got the Octarine. It's for Hulk. Stole an Ice Path. Bushwhack lands though, and Lavelle decides to just get the Shackle and focus? That's a possible Shackle shot? I was not aware of that. Up into the tornado goes Hulk. Another... What is... oh man. That was actually his own Yules trying to get out, but... Instead, committing the Macro Pyre in the wrong
Radiant's middle
direction,
tower
and
is under attack.
Rosa using the Liquid Fire.
Dire's top tower
Tornado EMP on Angry Sun. He loses
Radiant's
most of his
middle
mana.
tower is under attack.
Rosa gets a nice path. Or, yeah, nice
Radiant's
path for
middle
trouble.
tower has fallen.
Triple Chaos Meteor down is... There's a level 20. Still. Getting the disarm down on to the Wind Ranger. She pushes onto the tower. Both supports are up in just a little bit of time as the shackle lands on the player. Tornado EMP, Jekka blinks back in, unable to get any targets though. The reality rift is Dark Horse Tempest make a clean escape.
Every coin helps.
Still saying Dark Horse Storm and is in their first game of the match. I wonder if it started late and that's why it is. Probably might be just a late game. Cataclysm for Vision as FJ finds Bakashi. I'm trying to see if Roshan was up. Nate's barely gonna see it. No. Oh. Does he go back into the pit as Roshan spawns?
Bottom tower is under
That is the
attack.
question. The answer is no as the TP's come bot. They're going to defend the T2 with the focus fire coming down on LSL. Tries to get away, but the Vision's there.
Dire's bottom tower
Vision on the pillar, and the Ghost Walk will not let the Invoker make a hasty retreat, but still. Jekka says go time. The TP's came bot. Just an unfortunate Roshan timing for Dark Horse Tempest. And a very fortunate one indeed for Wasted. Nate's up here though. They don't take Roshan that quickly. The Stormhammer lands. More people coming through the portal, and Angry Sun's trampled into the fight. Now they've got to take the fight, so the BKB's up, and FJ trying to get away as Claire's isolated on the high ground. Lavelle with a mega kill streak. Now on to Jekka. Jekka caught in the glut there. His BKB goes down. Angry Sun doesn't have his BKB remaining, but with the Invoker down as well as Claire, this is a pre-Aegis for Dark Horse Tempest saying thank you for the leash. And a cheese for Angry Sun as well. Lavelle will be very happy with this Aegis.
Immortality.
Now a 9k net worth advantage. They're back up to an 80% win prob. Bit of a shaky one. Dark Horse Tempest nearly throwing it. If Angry Sun were casting with me, and we were doing an interview after this game, I would have Angry Sun ask himself the Angry Sun question. Which is, how do you keep yourself from throwing when you almost threw the game? In nicer words, of course, but I can ask him that. You know what? I'm gonna ask him for an interview after this. I'm gonna do the thing as Lavelle should end up falling, but actually doesn't go back into the Aegises. There's a pipe of insight from Makashi, keeping him alive through the macro pyre.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, reverse tiny toss back. Still, the Sven might be in trouble. Shackle lands, but fortunately, that's not the best Lotus Orb. There, Blink Avalanche on Angry Sun, but Vakashi's here with the Rolling Thunder. Angry Sun able to dash out of the way and now turns back around with the Pulverize onto 2. Jekka tries to get out, but unfortunately for him, there's just too much damage from Dark Horse Tempest. They don't have buyback on either of the cores. Waveform in from Jorosa. He's big, he's tiny. Caught by a Bushwhack and a Glutton there as well. Jorosa continues to move in as another support falls. Immediate buyback from the Jakiro as Jorosa ends up going down. Angry Sun continuing to push with Lavelle and Kakashi. Ends up getting caught in Cold Snap and falling. Bell lost the Aegis in that fight, but still has cheese.
Precious bounty.
Invisibility.
Oh boy. No, if they win this, I'm definitely like. If they win this, I'm forcing Angry Sun into an interview. It's not. He owes me after not casting AD2L with me for like 4 seasons now. Gluttner on the player, helps the BKB, getting away from the focus fire, and the macro pyre, as well as the Cataclysm comes down into the sharpshooter, and down goes Lavelle.
Radiant are scanning.
Nate barely escaping right now with the bongo boots. And the extra movement speed from the Warcry. "42 minutes into the game. Wasted has done a very good job of holding on and once again picking out overextended members of Dark Horse Tempest. Nate being one of them. Boop. No buyback on the support. Boo. How dare you?
A spark of vitality.
Bounty.
Smoked up is Claire, looks for Pakashi. Blink Avo toss. Pakashi responds with a Pipe of Insight. Angry Sun going a Sanjin Yasha. Of course, S and Y not giving the cast time reduction that Yashakaya gives, but still pretty nice to have. And okay, just going for the Eternal Shroud instead. Getting the extra magic resistances. There's just so much magic damage. Everyone is magic damage except for the CK from Wasted. 2 minutes on the earliest possible Roshan's timing.
Precious bounty.
2 sets of racks and a T3 still up for Wasted as Dark Horse Tempest. Our highest net worth advantage was 12k. It's brought back down to 5k. They still got a 69% chance of winning. Nice.
Arcane reservoir.
We need to be careful. I got him Scepter. Almost available. About 450 gold away from Lavelle. Be able to get Ags and buyback. And of course the item Scepter is very nice to have when you already have your data list. And all the rest of your items. Angry Sun looking for Claire. Swing and a miss on the Gluttoniers. Gets the BKB of the Pulverize and then turn back around with the Cataclysm, but Claire is still down! And Angry Sun pops his BKB now on an L-Sol with the Tiny Toss being used in advantage of Pakashi. Immediate buyback from Claire, but they've already lost their mid laner. Still, Lotus Orb getting a double Yule's out. Down goes Drurosas. The Gluttonier comes through, but the stun lands from the Wind Ranger, and Pakashi's trying to get out with the Rolling Thunder.
Dire's middle tower is under
Angry Sun continuing to chase back into the fight. No, decides just to clear the wave. Slow pushing on the high ground now. Dark Horse Tempest, 34 seconds. On the earliest possible Roshan spawn. Zaganum Scepter's coming out on Courier for Lavelle. Coming up with a reset. If Roshan has an early spawn, this is very good for Dark Horse Tempest. They already have people in the area. 4 seconds until we see how long it'll be. 21 seconds, so pretty quick on the Roshan's timing. They might look to suss this one out in a second. Some Macropyre's committed top just to clear the wave. Angry Sun charges through. And the pit goes Nate. Once again checking just a couple seconds before Roshan spawns. Roche is spawned.
Precious bounty.
Dark Horse Tempest not going to check it again. Instead, see, this is the Angry Sun play. Steal your opponent's Tormentor and don't take your own. The shard for Angry Sun. Getting the rock throw. Breaks can be nice. Scepter, the invisibility on the wind run, and Roshan has spawned. Pakashi might look to be checking it. If he is, it's a pretty easy take for Dark Horse Tempest. They've got Focus Fire and so much more. Pakashi blinks in, says everybody rushes up, and they've got the waves pushed everywhere except for bot side. Rosa going to be on bot cleanup duty as the rest of his team moves towards Roshan. Pakashi starts it up. Pop the Lincolns, go for the Focus Fire. And remove your boots for the Aegis. I got him Scepter on the ground. Lavelle picks it up. Won't be the one to use it. He already has one himself, and as a universal hero, he wants the stats. I mean, maybe give it to Nate? Yeah. They're gonna give it to the Sven. Let Sven become Superman, and top of that, gaining a Dispel on Stormhammer. Nice to have to a Ghost Walk to El Sol if they catch him on vision. Actually, never mind, Ghost Walk can't be dispelled. The more you know. Invoker is such a weird hero. He's such a weird hero. I mean, yeah. He's got 10 spells. Come on. I can't know which one of them are dispellable. Come on. But still. Maybe they just want the extra engage. He doesn't have a blink dagger, so it's pretty nice.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bell, putting her on the high ground. Claire blinks in. Getting the EPMP back into the ice wall, and Lavelle has to BKB, get away from the Macropyre. High ground push continues. Dark Horse Tempest. They force the Macropyre commit from the Jakiro, and Drorosa a little bit too deep. Cleric and the tiny toss back. Both supports are way up on the high ground. It's Angry Sun BKBs and comes back in, looks to the Pulverize onto Jekka. No one's died quite yet. Now the Pulverize lands, but so does the Cataclysm. No one's died from Dark Horse Tempest. They have cheese on 2 members, and Claire is the first one to fall. Now Angry Sun continuing the chase alongside Pakashi. They move through. A stun with the Stormhammer back on a Hulk. Down goes the Jakiro. And Jekka flicks back in. He wants to find Pakashi, but will this Pangolier survive? Yes, he will. He still has the cheese to it. And now the Stormhammer falls back on to the position 1. The CK goes down. No buybacks available from the Wasted side. And GG's called. Dark Horse Tempest take the series 2-0. And Wasted falls down to the lower bracket. Was a little bit rocky in game number 2, but a very convincing game number 1. Dark Horse Tempest, they have won their first playoff series together as a team. As I say that, we're going to take a quick break, and hopefully we will be interviewing Angry Sun, captain of Dark Horse Tempest. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, and with me I have my ever lovely co-caster who happened to be playing in that match, Angry Sun, victorious captain from Dark Horse Tempest. How are you feeling after the 2-0 victory?
The broken hero, but it was a good game one. It was a really good game two. Wasted's a really good team, so we're all feeling really good and everything.
So game number one, obviously you let loose the Sand King secret. How have you been feeling about the Sand King pick and also that Sven 5 that you guys picked in both games?
I think Sand King is the most broken hero in the game, and I think if you look at my ranked games, it's reflective of that. I pick it every game I can. So I'll pick it any game, and that's not really like a secret, I feel like, because that's kind of how the hero is right now. I think Sven is Nate just kind of kills every support he plays. So I'm really happy just to give him whatever he wants, and he was feeling the Sven. So
okay, and moving on to game two. For a little bit of context, and I did tell the chat this, there's a question that you happen to ask almost every single time a team gets ahead and nearly throws their lead. So if you can ask yourself that question.
So the question is, when you're in a situation like that, and you're doing really well, and then you start throwing, how do you kind of like redirect the boat, to say, so get your trajectory back up? So my answer to that this game is we kind of needed to like take some breaths. So we were kind of, from what I'm looking at right now, stomping pretty hard, 20 to 30, and then it just kind of got a little squirrely. We got really excited, and we kept kind of going in on crazy stuff. Didn't really take a good 5v5, so we tried to take some breaths. I tried to direct it about like, here's how we take a fight. Here's what we need to do. Play for the Aegis. It's okay. We're still scaling really well. And then as you saw, once we took the 5v5, once I was able to kind of charge in, and then once we got like Pango roll, JJ, who is a God tier win rager and God tier in everything he plays, and of course the more playing for, game's pretty easy from there. And
couple more questions. First, how do you obviously you did some prep going into this series. What are your thoughts on Wasted, and how do you think they're going to do in the lower bracket?
I think Wasted's a really good team. We actually scrimmed them the week before, which was pretty funny because I messaged and I didn't realize it at first because I'm like really bad with names, and then remembered who it was. I was like, oh no! But a lot of the prep was just like scrimming, kind of getting a couple of draft ideas and a couple of our really good heroes, which I won't unfortunately leak any now, but just really trying to like cement some good ideas and just kind of keep warm and also keep the vibes up. As well as Wasted will do bot, I think they'll do great. I think really highly of Wasted, and I feel like they're gonna do really well. I don't actually know who they're playing. They might get the bye because of some teams quitting, if I remember correctly. But I think whoever they face has a real challenge for them, if that makes sense. They're a very good team.
And final question. For the whole series, for your team, who is your MVP? It can be anybody on your team, including yourself.
I will not give it to myself. I didn't play that well. I think I'm going to give it to JJ. Game one, he called for the Wraith King. He wanted it, and it was incredible. He kind of dumpstered the whole game and proved like he can kind of play any carry, which is a really good asset to have, especially when you're drafting. Shout out to Drew Arosa, our basically primary drafter. And also game two, his win ranger. I mean, both games he did the most damage. Both games he killed the most people. He put the game on his back, won his lanes. What else is there to want from a carry player,
And with that, that's all the time we have for today's broadcast. Good luck going forward through the upper bracket. But until then, my name's been Finnick. Angry Sun was joining me for the interview, and we will see you next time.
Bye.